so they may not be here. We might be a little bit light, but we didn't have a whole lot of information today. So I'm going to keep everyone unmuted so that we can, have conversations and talk about whatever we need to talk about. There is
Or
some,
maybe not.
all right. The first thing that I would
Yeah.
like, the first thing that I
No.
would like to do, and Yvonne may be able to, you know, just talk with me about this a little bit. But the first thing I want to do is bring attention to the email that came out earlier today from us, Maryland Head Start Association. And it's obviously, if you've seen the email, it's in response to the racial unrest that's going on in the country today. And I'm going to read the email, but then, I'll have some follow up statements. The email says this, if you haven't seen it. It says the Maryland Head Start Association stands in solidarity with individuals and organizations around the world who support the end of racism and injustice in all of its forms. Part of our vision includes the desire to positively empower, impact, and inspire children and families to succeed. We are committed to doing what it takes to accomplish this vision and hold those accountable who seek to impede it. People are tired and taking to the streets to be heard. Others are using social media to speak out against the trauma being inflicted on Black people across the country. Leaders are calling for communities and organizations to take a stand against racism and do their part to become aware of and eliminate biases that help to shape the fearful times in which we live. The Maryland Head Start Association and all of the members of our Head Start community stands in agreement that Black lives matter. Dr. King eloquently stated, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. MHSA is asking its members and partners to join us in being part of the change we wish to see. We don't need another hashtag. We need change, and now is the time to stand together and make it happen. So that's a statement that was put out by our board of directors, and I just want to follow it up and say everything in that statement is wholeheartedly true. I myself, I've been active, and I will continue to be active in my local community. I work with a group of people, or participate, not always work with them, but participate with a group of people that is very active in police matters in our community. As a matter of fact, one of the things that we're working towards is a citizens disciplinary board that could oversee the local police department. I don't want to say oversee, but would if something were to happen, if there's a report or a complaint, that board would look at it so that the police are not disciplining themselves. There's another board disciplining them, and there's other actions that the county, this group is taking, working towards in the county. I've been a part of it. I will continue to be a part of it. I'm pretty sure that Yvonne has been part of being active in her local community, and I hope that you all are active in your local community. And as part of the Maryland Head Start Association, like it says, we don't need another hashtag. We need action. And that's what we will be about, is action, and working with any locality that is looking to better the relationship between the police and the community, Black communities, and helping any family that wants to be active, that wants to be more educated, and is dealing with these issues of racial injustice. So we just want to let you know that we're here for your support, and anything that you need, any resources that you need, we will help you to obtain those resources. I do have a list of resources that I'm going to send out after this email, different, a few videos on how parents can talk with their kids about racial injustice. And it would be good for staff to watch as well. Different articles about racial injustice, a video, short video that explains systemic racism in a simplistic type of way, a way that everybody can understand. But this is uh, an issue that we will be very active on. And so because we want our children to grow up safe and equal. Yvonne, do you want to add in anything here?
No, except you're right. You kind of threw me off, Simeon. So this is a little emotional for me, a little bit, because I think that as you talk to staff, you may find that people have dealt with situations that you don't know about. And I think about some situations myself that I've dealt with, being pulled over because I turned into a gas station too quick because I was about to run out of gas and I forgot there was a gas station coming up on my left-hand side. So I signaled and turned in, and the officer felt that I looked at him, and that's why I turned in. So Head Start has always been at the forefront of trying to combat bias, and through trainings and different things. So as Simeon said, we will definitely share resources and things, and it's always nice to know what each person is doing, because sometimes there's little pockets of things happening that you might not know about in your community. I just recently joined the community that I live in, Baltimore City. They recently put and I live like in the Hartford. Anybody knows anything about Baltimore City? I live like in the Hartford, Hamilton area. So sometimes when you tell people, "Oh, I live in a city," and they go, "Where do you live?" Hartford, Hamilton. No. Like, no, that's a city. Not in Baltimore County. But they just our community has it's a very diverse community, which I'm very glad of, and it my community I live in is the opposite of any desert, and every community should look like my community in Baltimore City. I can walk to a grocery store, I can walk to two banks, I can walk to get something to eat, I can walk for coffee. I don't even have to have a car. There's 3 buses that come past my way. Every community should look like this. I barely ever see a police officer on my street. But where my office is on York Road, I see them all the time. So yeah, so they work together to put that statement together. We're very proud of that statement. And I think allowing staff to talk, you'd be surprised. I know a couple of organizations have did calls and allowed staff to talk and share their experience, because you may be surprised how some of this has affected your staff.
Yeah. And it's Yvonne, I'm with you. I'm sure you remember the day that I called you when you remember that day, right? When I called you after those,
Yeah.
2 policemen thought I was robbing my own house, and
Yep.
both of them pulled their gun outs and standing in my own doorway and pointed them, made me go through everything I needed to go through. Needless to say, I did get their badge numbers and names and report them to their superiors. But it wasn't a good feeling. But
No. And it's so funny.
oh,
Simeon, we always try to make light of things like this, right? Because then we started laughing about how your dogs were like punks.
right,
Like your dogs were no help.
right.
Because it all started because of your dogs, right?
Yeah, because I had left my side door open and they ran out the side door, and then they came back in. But I don't want to go through the whole story, but it just wasn't a good feeling. I did report them, but these are things that Black people in America go through every day, and of course we're seeing it play out before our eyes. And there's a lot of movement across the United States. There are different counties that are doing different things, different city police districts, different cities, different districts doing different things. I know I read that, and I didn't read it in detail, but I read that PG County is they're looking to end the contract. The PG County public school system is looking to end the contract with the local police department because usually there's a resource officer in the school, so they're looking to end that contract. And I'm pretty sure across the state, Definitely across the country, there's going to be similar things. So we would like to know what's happening in your community, and how will that impact your families when those things are happening in your community. And then, of course, we know that the Democrats uh, introduced a bill. I forgot the name of the bill, but they introduced the bill, and I haven't had a chance to look at it to see what it's all about. But we'll see if if it's going to pass through the House or not. I'm pretty. I know that they're trying to push it through. Um, so we just want to let you guys know that we're standing here with you, and so I guess there isn't a name to the bill. I'm sorry. It's just a police reform bill. And I have not had a chance to read it. I will get a chance to read it and try to pull out some bullet points. It was revealed 2 days ago, and I'll keep you updated as to what happens from there. But we just want to let you know that we're standing with you, and we'll be here every step of the way, because it means a lot. Clearly means a lot to me. Me and my family have a history with racial injustice with the police and in other forms. And I'm pretty sure many of our families do as well. So we just want to let all of our families know, and and our staff know, that we're here with you. And we'll be strongly, very, very active. Right. So I do want to, from there, I'll move on to talking about returning to school and some of the steps that are being taken for us to be able to return to school from COVID-19. I got off of a meeting this morning with the Office of Head Start, and some of you probably already received the email. If not, I'm going to show you a little bit about it. Region 3 is doing a 4-day training. I don't know if it's training, a 4-day series called Return Ready. And you probably received this email today. It begins June the 29th. We had spoke about it a few meetings ago. We were finally able to release this to everyone, so that you can register. You should have a registration link in your email. If not, I'm going to send out an email after this meeting that has registration links to a few different things. All right, so you can register and be ready to go. And I'm going to read exactly what this is. You should see it up on your screen. Return Ready. It is a 4-week virtual series of events that will support grantees in preparing to go back to school. Grantee teams will participate in a variety of small and large group opportunities with the Office of Head Start National Centers, the state collaboration directors, the Head Start Association leaders, and the Devereaux Center for Resilient Children to review resources, ask questions, and share experiences, and discuss solutions that address local, state, national, and the Office of Head Start guidance to prepare plans for transitioning to the 2020-2021 school year. All right. Again, the National Center. There'll be a bunch of different national centers there. I think that they are going out and looking for a grantee panel now of those who would like to speak about some of the things that you've been doing during this time. There'll be state affinity groups where we will meet. As a state team, we'll meet and talk about solutions, strategies, needs, strategies, and solutions for the state. There'll be state breakout teams. There'll be times for independent study. And then there'll be the use of a planning guide throughout the series to organize relevant resources, record strategies, and for meeting state and national policies and regulations. All right. So let me scroll down here just a bit, and you can see the agenda overview. Week 1 is June 29th through July 3rd. And then week 2 is July 6th through July 10th. Week 3 is July 13th through the 17th. And week 4 is July 20th through the 24th. We'll begin with laying the foundation, preparing for transitions, and review of resources. Then we'll move into transitioning families. Week 3 will be resilient leadership and child resilience. And then week 4 will be health and safety. All right. And it's not going to be like a day long, just every day is an 8-hour day of meetings. Right. It's not set up that way. There'll be, one day you'll meet with the state team for an hour, and another day you'll have a webinar on, one of these topics for an hour. And I'm going to bring the schedule up so that you see how the schedule looks. All right, so looking at the schedule here, now you get an idea of what the schedule is going to look like for these 4 weeks. And you should have this in your email. If you do not, for whatever reason, I'll make sure that you get it. All right, you can see on day 1, it starts at 10 and basically ends at 2. And then on day 2, you'll have a grantee panel from 10 to 11, and then there'll be some breakout sessions. Maryland's breakout session is 11:15 to 12:15. All right. So you can see, just by looking at the schedule, it's not every day is not taking up your entire day. That was one thing. In the beginning, they kind of had it set up that way. When we first started talking about the schedule, but we were quickly like, listen, people aren't going to be able to, because they were going to do it over three or 4 days, and you were going to sit on Zoom for 8 hours for 3 or 4 days, and we were like, we don't think that can work. So this seems to be a better model, although it does take up more weeks. The commitment each day is a lot shorter. All right, so please take a look, and we ask that you sign up for it. As we're looking to return and everyone is looking to get back into having physical learning in lieu of virtual learning, this could be very important in just looking at your strategies, understanding how to set up your policies and procedures, finding out what other people are doing, learning, from each other's experiences. I think this could be very helpful. So we're asking everyone to please sign up. Again, I will make sure I send this out to you in the event that you did not get this in your email. Right. Now, any questions about that before I move on to the next thing? Okay. If you have any questions about it, feel free to email me. You can also email your program specialist. They should have answers as well.
Just wanted to let everybody know that Stephen Hexel planned to attend our state planning session along with Cindy Lesner.
Okay. That's good. And I think looking at the schedule, during that time, we meet on Wednesdays. During these meetings, during this time, so Wednesday, July 1st, I don't know if, because we'll have some time to meet this week in state breakout discussions. I don't know if it's necessary to have this meeting here. Same with Wednesday, July 8th, July 15th, and then July 22nd, because we'll be meeting, we'll have meetings throughout the week. So I don't know if it's going to be necessary to meet here. If there's anything that happens or resources that I come across that I need to share, we can share during these meetings. So, I just don't want it to be overkill. So I think during these weeks, we will not have the meetings, and then we can resume if we choose, we can choose to resume, or maybe we look at a different schedule, however it works out. But up until this point, we will continue to have the meetings up until July 1st, and we'll bring in, we have some people planned to come in next week and following week. So, all right, if there's no comments or questions there, the next thing I'd like to talk about is health managers meeting. Tressa, I know you were confirming,
Yeah, I haven't heard back from Dr. DePinto yet, so I will remind her today.
Okay. So
I will do a follow-up for Dr. DePinto.
All right. And so 6/23 at 1 p.m. is a tentative meeting for health managers with Dr. DePinto. We're just waiting for her confirmation. Once we have her confirmation, then we can confirm it with everyone and send it out. Tressa, can you tell us just a little bit of what she wants to remind everyone, what she wants to talk about with the health managers?
So what they're realizing is that a lot of families have been not able to attend the well children visit, and the immunizations have not been kept up, and they're very worried about the consequences of the children not having up-to-date immunizations. So I think she'd like to talk to the health managers and brainstorm about how they can get folks to catch up with that in an efficient way without everybody trying to come in September. So I think that would be her main concern.
Okay.
And there are other things with us, what's going on at the state level for returning.
Okay. Now, did she say about how long that might be?
She didn't. So when I ask her again if she'd be able to come, I'll see how much time she needs.
Okay, because the reason why I'm asking that question is because if she doesn't need that much time, then maybe we can plan to have some other people join the health managers meeting, to talk about some other issues that might be necessary to talk about.
Okay. So I'll try and get in touch with Dr. DePinto and see if we can confirm that time and how much time she'll need.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Thank you.
Sounds good. Yeah. All right. So if you could just pencil that into your schedule and talk to your health managers to look at June the 23rd at 1 p.m. That's 2 weeks from now. And it'll be through Zoom. I will send out a Zoom, a link. I'm sorry. It'll be through, Zoom or GoToMeeting. Either way, I'll send out a link. All right. Yvonne, do you want to give us a quick update on the family, the Parent of the Year honoree celebration?
Yes, 1 second. So it does look like everything's moving along. It's so exciting. We have the parents are excited about it, but it does look like we're going to have to move it back a week. So the notice was going to go out today. So instead of being on the 19th, it looks like it will be on the 26th. Everything's moving along, but we need a little more time to finish getting the production together. And it does look like potentially it will start at 4, but we'll send out an email and know for sure. So everything's just moving along. Don't forget, we've already told so we consider each parent honoree, the staff that's working with them, to be a team. We call them their team. And each program can still do, if they want to do a 10-second video, saying congratulations, you can do that by all means, and contact your team staff person and they will tell you where to send it. Like one program, I guess they meet all the time with their team on Microsoft Teams. So then when they're on Microsoft Teams, they're gonna videotape themselves doing a congratulations shout out to the parent. And what happens is we will put that video in our rotation. So it can't no more than maybe 10 seconds in. It doesn't sound like a long time, but if you count out 10 seconds of a video, that's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So everything's moving along. We've been talking to the vendors who may be helping to sponsor some of this. things will start being mailed to the parents. Is it tomorrow, Simeon, the awards go out? When will the awards be done?
I should be picking up the awards between today and tomorrow, and then they'll go out. Let me see. Tomorrow's Thursday. They'll go out by Friday.
Mm-hmm. I'm
So
looking to
then
get
they
the
should
T-shirts
receive.
and everything else out.
Yeah. So then they should receive the awards by Monday. They go out
Right.
Friday to receive a Monday or Tuesday. Let's say.
So it's been really great meeting all your parents. There's been some wonderful stories, and we've been meeting them through Zoom and talking to them. It's thank you for sharing your parents with us. It's been really nice. When you say, Simeon?
Yes, it has. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
been really good. It's been really
yeah.
good. As a matter of fact, they just emailed me and told me that the order's been completed. So for the
Huh.
awards.
I just want to remind everybody, we still have 3 seats open for the board for parents. So, and we definitely always need our parents' voices on the board. So
Yeah.
that's it. We're moving along. You'll be getting an email out. Oh, I want to rotate back to the health managers thing. So I've tried to clean up our list for the health managers. So over the next day or so, directors, you may receive an email from me saying this is who we have as your health team, and are we missing anybody? Because we won't be able to invite them if we don't have the right email, or we don't know, or you've changed somebody who we have is not who your health manager is now, or you've added somebody. So I figure over the next couple of days, expect an email from operations that has that information and asking you to verify for us. That's it, Simeon.
Okay. All right. All right. Staying in the vein of health and working with families, um, the family development credential is going to begin July 7th. It's going to be through distance learning. There will be a registration going out um, within the next 24 hours. And I believe the registration is going to be active until June the 20th. All right, because we've got to have enough time to get all of the names to, um, to the family development credential people. Now we got to be able to get all their names to them. So it's going to begin the July 7th is when it's going to begin. The registration will come out within the next day or two, and it'll be good until the deadline will be June 20th. It'll be through Zoom. It'll be distance learning. They want to call it distance learning, not virtual learning. It'll be distance learning. Just a couple of things that I do want you to know. It will be once per week. All right. There'll be a limited number of seats. 12 is the most. All right. So once that registration comes out, you're going to want to get it in as soon as possible. And because this is going to be distance learning, everyone has to be, it'll be through Zoom. Everyone has to be present on Zoom with their video, not through the phone. It has to be there through the video. And I'm pretty sure once it starts, that'll be made clear. But I just want to emphasize that now, that they've got to be there with the video camera. It'll be once per week, and it will be, I'm pretty sure it'll be, they'll find ways to take breaks throughout the day, but that one day is going to kind of be a long day on Zoom. And I'm sure, like I said, they'll take breaks and things, but each person has to be available on video. It is essential. And that's coming from the developers of the curriculum, not us. All right. So please, be on the lookout for a link for the family development credential. And as soon as it comes out, please make sure that you get that in as soon as possible. all right, because they could fill up pretty quick. So we want to try to make sure everyone that's really interested is able to get in. And then, I'll talk with Tavon and Yvonne about, when we'll do a next one and if that one will be virtual or distance learning or not. I guess that's going to depend on the way things are going within the state. All right. And the last thing, and I thought that I had a slide for this, but I guess I do not. The last thing that I want to talk about today or make you aware of is the Maryland Dental Action Coalition is asking for our participation. And let me bring this up. I thought I had it ready. And Tressa, maybe you can help me out a little bit. I'm sorry about my dogs in the background. Maybe you can help me out just a little bit, Tressa, so I can make sure I get all the information.
So they're going to be having a meeting, and they called and asked if I would participate. And I was hoping to get a Head Start health manager to participate. And it looks like you pulled it up, Simeon.
Yep, I got the email up.
Good time. So they wanted to talk. Oops.
Hold on, let me get it back up there. There we go.
There you go. So they wanted to talk about how COVID-19 has affected Head Start children and families, what effect it's had on their program, on the health instructions and practice in Head Start settings, and what actions MDAC members, partners, and stakeholders can take to promote good oral health. So we figure it's going to make changes like the toothbrushing and things like that will no longer be in the classrooms when we first go back. So we'll see. Anyway.
Right. And they asked for some help with a few questions, correct?
Right. These are the questions. Yeah. These are
some questions that are there. And I'll send these questions out to you all. But some of the questions that are there is how has COVID-19 affected Head Start children and families? What effect has COVID-19 had on Head Start programming? And I can answer some of these questions. What effect has COVID-19 had on oral health instructions and practice in Head Start settings? That might be one that I need you to answer. And then what actions can MDAC, and again, MDAC is the
Maryland Dental Action
Coalition, the Maryland Dental Action Coalition. What actions can MDAC members, partners, and stakeholders take to help promote good oral health among Head Start families? So I'll make sure that I send these questions out to you in a survey form, so we can get some of your input. And the dates that they have suggested: Wednesday, July 1st, Tuesday, July 14th, Wednesday, July 15th, Thursday, July 16th. And they're probably looking more towards July 14th, 15th, or 16th. And then, of course, those days coincide with the return ready days, I believe. Right? They coincide with some of the return ready days. So I guess we'll try to work out a time that's going to be beneficial for everyone.
Yeah, they didn't have a time on the note, so I don't. They used to meet in the evening. I don't know when they'll meet now.
Yeah. So just look out for that information. I'm going to send you a follow-up email that's going to have some registration links, some questions for you to answer. Hopefully we can get some of your feedback on some things. The last thing I do want to say is next week, I'm working on having someone come in and give us an update on the blueprint for Maryland's future and where things kind of lay with that right now. And we have some other people that may join us next week as well. So we should have a few guest speakers next week during next week's meeting. Other than that, I don't know if you have any questions or comments or any feedback please feel free to, everyone is unmuted. Please feel free to ask now. The website, please check the website for updated information. We'll have some updated information about racial injustice and some resources there that you can share with your staff. You can share with your parents and families. But other than that, if you don't have any questions or feedback, that's all that I have. Yvonne or Tressa, do you have anything else that you'd like to add?
No, just everybody still stay safe. COVID's still out here.
Yeah, it's still out
A
here.
little bit.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Simeon. This is Mary Gunning. I
Hey,
just had yeah, thank you. It was a good call and always good information. I was wondering though, if we might, maybe after next week, if you're getting someone to talk about the blueprint, start thinking about meeting every other week. I mean, I know a lot of the weekly calls I've been on have kind of, shifted to that. Would that be something? And I don't know if people are open for that now. If people want to still do weekly, that's fine, but it's just a suggestion.
Yeah. So what we were gonna do is, I don't know if you got the email, the information with Return Ready from the Office of Head Start.
Yes, I did, and I heard what you said about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was thinking that we would continue for these next 2 weeks because I think people that would some things we'd like to present for these next 2 weeks, and then after we participate in Return Ready, I was thinking during that time we try to say, do we want to go bi-weekly? Because we wouldn't meet during that session because we'd be meeting anyway. Right? Because during that time they had their time set up for each state to have their state team meet. So we likely wouldn't be meeting because we'd be meeting during the Return Ready sessions. And then I guess during the Return Ready sessions, we can develop a plan on how we want to meet moving forward. Because that's what I'm thinking too, that we might move to bi-weekly or something like that.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Anybody else with any other feedback or questions? Okay, well, if you think of anything else, please make sure that you email me. Portia, I'm going to email you as soon as I get off of here. I'm going to send you an email. Unless you wanted to stay on for a couple minutes afterwards, we can talk. I know you had some questions about, or if you wanted to stay on and just, talk to Yvonne for a minute. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for being here, and I look forward to speaking with you next week. Like I said, we're going to have some guest speakers on next week with some good information. So please, make sure that you join us next week. And again, be safe and have a great day.
Ditto.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Bye, everybody. Have a good day. Good weekend.
Hi, I'm still on, Simeon. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Yvonne, you still here?
No, I left.
Oh, too bad, because you got a sound alike on the phone then.
What you trying to say? You profiling us, Simeon? Profiling Black women?
No, I learned my lesson.
Oh my God. Every time you ask me a question, I have some food in my mouth.
Well, I can ask a quick question about the family services credential. Will the cost be also in that link?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep. The cost and everything will be in that link. It'll be right there.
okay.
Yeah. But I know you had some questions about a training with can't even think now.
Oh yeah, the in-kind training.
In kind,
So-
yeah.
So Easter Seals wants to do an in-kind training. I did send that information, Yvonne, over to Giovanna. She's the program director, just to let her know that that you do that training. Since then, she's also heard from the regional office and their grantee specialist said he would come down and well, I don't know how they're going to do that, but so we at least have you in the regional office, and so she's just gonna get back to me, and I'll forward you some communication on
Okay.
what their plans are around that. And Simeon, thank you so much for passing that over to Yvonne. I really appreciate it, because we were trying to find someone that was available.
Yeah. Oh, no problem.
Portia, sometimes some of the agencies I work with, after the program specialists come in, because like the program specialists will look at what you're doing, they'll explain non-federal share, and then sometimes they're like, well, what is this a good form? And they'll go, yeah, if that's what you want to use. So when you're ready to get into the weeds of it,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's usually when people bring me in, when they're ready to get into the weeds,
Good
like
to know.
over your documentation that you're using,
Mhm.
look at how you're tracking it, talk about how we explain it to parents, how do we explain it to staff,
Absolutely.
what are you putting out to explain it, that kind of stuff. That's more usually when people hire me to come in, because we're in the weeds, and the program specialist will say, no, don't do that, yes, you do that, but I'm more like, don't do that.
Yes.
That's not going to work,
Yeah.
or
That's exactly what Easter Seals is looking for. So I definitely will pass that information on. Absolutely.
yeah. So yeah, I think your program specialist is a good place to start. But
Okay.
but you
And then-
understand what I'm saying? When you're ready to
Yeah.
kick off, like, these are the forms we're using,
Mhm.
or this is how we're explaining it, or this is the booklet we put out to our parents.
Right.
I'm that good eyes to look, and then talk about looking at trends and looking at maybe we need to do a little more about this, a little less about that. How do we work with community partners? Because like every year I bring in a community partner to the WIVE Central Maryland, Baltimore County,
Mhm.
and they put together the packages that the teachers are using when they go do that first home visit.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like, stuff like that. Like, okay, where should we be finding community partners? What could we have them do? Because everybody always thinks about is, let's have them come in and read. No, I got some other things they can do
Okay.
that can help the programs. Thinking about that
Okay.
type of stuff, and coming up with budgets for different departments. Yeah.
Oh, I'm definitely passing this information on. That's exactly what we've been talking about. So, I will definitely have Giovanna actually reach out, because she really should.
Okay.
I think it would be great.
Oh, and thank you for introducing us to Chris,
This is awesome, isn't he?
your parent. He wants to be on our marketing outreach committee.
Oh, awesome. That's
Yeah.
That's
Or we
great.
can talk him into being on the board.
Huh? Yeah.
He would do it. When you said that, I thought about him. I'm like, I think Chris would do that.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we
I
parents.
don't know though. We got 5 guys on the board.
What are you saying?
Wait
You
a
don't
minute,
put
we got-
guys on the board?
Yeah, we got like Simeon, Tavon, Tom, and Vernon.
Board. I'm not on the board.
Oh, that's right, you're not on the board, but I'm saying we got 4 guys in the room. Yeah.
So
I don't know.
You don't want the guys on the board? What?
We can use a parent male would be great.
Okay. Well, that's
Especially with Vernon. Because Vernon is with who's Vernon with, Simeon?
He's with
I always say it wrong.
He's with urban
Urban Families.
urban families. Yeah.
Urban families. Okay. Yeah, I think Chris would like that. He's such a good guy, and he really does participate, volunteer, like whatever you need, Chris is there. So I definitely think that, and he has good insight. So I definitely think that he would be a really good candidate.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we'll start mentoring thought, yeah, but he definitely wants to be on the market. I mean, he just wanted to join that from being on the Zoom call and knowing that's the department that's working this out. He's like, I want to be a part of that.
Right. Right. Yeah, I think it'll be awesome. I think he'll do a great job.
I really got to stop being these nuts. All right, you guys. Well, my granddaughter turns 5 today, and we're doing a trunk party for her, like they do for Halloween.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
People are decorating their trunks and rolling up,
Nice.
That is nice.
so we can keep some of the social distancing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nice.
I ordered some lunches from Jay's lunch boxes.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So yeah. I told my granddaughter, I said, yeah, I got chicken salad. But my 5-year-old granddaughter looked at me and went, I love chicken salad. I'm like, what 5-year-old loves chicken salad? But she was a Head Start child for 1 year. So, Head Start people love chicken salad.
That's right. Well, again, thank you, Yvonne. Thank you, Simeon. I got to jump off. I got another meeting. But
All
I
right.
appreciate you guys.
Yeah, I
You're
need
doing
to
an awesome
jump
job.
Did it.
Yep. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right.
All right.
We'll be in touch, definitely, Yvonne. Definitely.
All right. Thank
Okay.
you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay, Simeon, I talked to Kyle earlier, so we'll talk a little later.
One last thing, and I don't know who all these people are in here, who's still on here. Hopefully Mary's.
Corey.
Hopefully
Corey's
Mary,
still on here.
okay. Hopefully Mary's not on here. I don't think any of these are Mary.
Yeah, Mary's not on here.
She's retiring on June 30th.
I know.
Should we do something?
At the Parent of the Year?
Yeah. Or should we do something outside of that? Because we can probably order, another award, but one that looks a little different than the Parent of the Year.
Yeah. Probably should send Paul something too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. There's a way to intermingle them because it's such a partnership, parent and staff.
Right.
And I don't know. We got to talk about it. And Paul and Mary have been. Listen, when I was a parent, and the first of all, when I was a parent, I was on the board, and Mary was on the board. That's how we first met. And then when the first Head Start collaboration office opened, and they had some of us come and meet with Linda, me and Mary met with Linda. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Mary's been around. It's not even that she's just been around. She has participated in everything that has been moving to strengthen Head Start. My first good argument was with Mary.
Yeah, man.
On the board.
Yeah.
On the board. Because Mary had one opinion and the parents had another opinion about if a parent could be the president of the board.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's definitely gonna man. But
you don't forget things like that. You don't forget them in a way that it's a issue. You don't forget that, wow, I've known this person all this time and this is how,
Right.
And we always have respect for each other.
Well, she says she's still going to be active. So, who knows? She might join the board.
Whoa.
She might join the board. So.
Because we're going to have a couple of openings.
Yeah.
So this is some people's last year. A little sad.
Yeah. Yeah. You're going to have a totally different board.
Corey, you still on here? Yeah. Corey's still on here. Now I don't know if he's still here or he didn't leave, but I don't want him to think we forgot about him.
Yeah.
I see his name.
I seen everybody else that was on here was like, oh, let me get off of here. They about to talk about something. And I said, as soon as I said, I don't know if Mary is still here, but you know, Mary is. I seen people start leaving. And they about to talk about somebody. Let me get out of here.
I don't know, Corey just didn't sign out, like
Yeah.
I do. So good work.
He
I've
might
been
be
today.
doing another meeting or
I'm on a
something.
virtual conference again today with the Small Business Administration. I sent you an invitation to something they're doing at the end of the month.